Hello everyone, welcome back to AB-Aquariums. Just wanted to do another update on the beginner aquarium we set up about 3 weeks ago now. And yeah, it's growing in nicely. All the plants are starting to take off. Everything's snail wise, we've got a bit of a snail population starting to take off. We've even got some little Daphnia whizzing around in there. You might see now and then they'll be darting around. There's a bit of food floating about, but I like to crush up some flake really fine just for the shrimp and snails to eat. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, it's been 3 weeks. At this point now, if you were going to add any fish to the tank, I would probably add them around this sort of time. I mean, you've been feeding, you know, going by the fact that if you've been feeding the tank and you've been treating it like as if there was fish in there as well. I mean, I've just been feeding shrimp and snails, but you would include that for the fish as well. I mean, say if you're going for like a really small schooling fish, I mean, this is a 5-gallon tank, so I'd probably go for something like chili rasbora or one of the small nano rasbora would be perfect. Maybe you could do one better fish, but then you might find that some of your little shrimplets get taken out, but that would just be part and parcel of keeping it better. But your adult shrimp might survive, might do all right, but you might see some of the shrimplets going missing. So yeah, bear that in mind. But if you're going for like a small schooling fish like a chili rasbora, I think you'll be absolutely fine. But in terms of what I've done so far to this tank, I haven't really done anything to it. I've just kind of let nature take its course, let a little bit of algae grow on the rocks. You can see there a little bit of greenness, what I like to see. A little bit growing on the back wall, a little small amount, but there are a lot of snails are taking care of that mostly. I did add I got rid of that light I had on it before, which was like it was more like a lamp bulb type light, which is a little bit sketchy the way it was placed on top. But I put like one of those clip-on nano aquarium lights. Looks quite good. It's only like 5-10 watts. It's very small wattage, so it doesn't really overpower the tank with light. But it's enough to grow the plants, and that's the main thing I wanted to have. So I've got one little acrylic lid there, just to hopefully avoid a bit of evaporation, but that's the only reason that's on there. And yeah, so far so good. The shrimps are starting to breed. Well, I can see some eggs on some of the females underneath, so they look like they're going to soon drop some babies. And like I say, the snails, you can probably see the amount of snails that are already starting to explode in the aquarium, but that's what I like to see. I like to see some snails in there because I could probably feed them to some of my other aquariums, so that works in my favour. But bear that in mind, if you do feed the aquarium quite heavy, you might get the snails take off and they might breed rather well, so just have an outlet for them. You might have like a pea puffer or something like that will eat snails, or maybe a loach or something like that. I've got clown loaches, one of my larger tanks, so they'll take care of any baby snails. But yeah, we're at that point now where you can add some fish. You know, all the good beneficial bacteria will be starting to take over. Your filter will be well established. I mean, it will start to get a good beneficial bacteria population in there now. There'll be plenty of biofilm in there, and I'd say adding a small group of 6 schooling fish to whatever size aquarium you've got. I mean, this one here is only 5 gallons, so like I said, I'd probably go for 6 chili rasbora or something like that. That would suit my tank quite well. But say if you've got a larger tank, you might be doing cardinal tetras or something along those lines. But yeah, so something not too massively waste producing, something you can just feed a tiny bit more than what you're already feeding to shrimp and snails. If you're keeping it a shrimp only tank, then ignore that and just continue feeding as you are. And let your shrimp do well, you let them start to breed and make more, and your snails will do the same. So yeah, just carry on as you are. Maybe add some more plants, make some cuttings and plant the stem plants and make it so you've got more going up the background there, which is what I'll probably do soon. As they get a bit taller, I'll start to plant them more along the background there, and it will slowly cover the background and cover the filter a little bit more, hide that a little bit. But yeah, you can maybe add a few more things in there, a few more little plants, maybe some floating plants if you wanted to. I've tried to keep duckweed out of this tank as best I can, but it looks like there's a few pieces have made it in. I can't really stop it, but it's quite easy to maintain on a small tank like this. It's just a small net, just get it in there now and then, scoop some out. It doesn't seem to go too wild in this tank, which is good. So yeah, we're at that good point now. We can start adding some fish. So I'll see you on the next one, and we'll update on the next part of the process. All right, see you on the next one. Take care.